Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. So if you've ever felt on the brink of burnout with your career, you felt like everything's about to fall apart, you're exhausted emotionally, physically, you're tired of what you do, you're bored with it, and you feel like if you continue at this rate, you are going to burn out. If you've ever felt like that, then this message is for you. I want to talk to you about what causes burnout and how you can avoid it. So first of all, what I believe causes burnout is that there is no clear distinction between your work and your rest, your renewal, your recovery. We all need periods of time where we rest and renew. And a lot of us, myself included in the past, I used to do this all the time, like to believe that we are invincible. We can just continue to put in 12-hour days, 14-hour days with our work. We can do that 6-7 days a week, and we can operate like machines. And a lot of us tie our ego into that. Myself, I've done this a lot, where we feel like if we're taking time off, if we are resting, then that is a sign of weakness. So we wear it as a badge of honor about how much we work and how we never take time off. And I've been through this many times in my life where I never took time to fully unplug. And after doing this for several months, I started to feel just really fatigued and bored with it all. And I really began to question what I was doing. It wasn't bringing me fulfillment anymore. It wasn't bringing me happiness. And I started to think maybe it's not worth it. All of this work that I'm doing, it's no longer worth it. The problem here wasn't the work. It wasn't so much that I was losing passion for it. The problem was I just wasn't giving my body, my time to unplug and recharge. I was never doing that, and you need to do that. You know, there's certain careers that people pursue where the nature of that career is where they work with clear start and end times, and they can't really take their work home with them. And people in those careers, they work very hard, but they have less burnout. I'll give you an example. Let's say a surgeon. Now, surgeons work incredibly hard, but a surgeon goes into work knowing that they've got a set surgery for that day, or they might have several, but there's a clear start and a clear end. And the good thing about that kind of a career is that you start something, you get the job done, it's either a success or it's not, but it gets done, and then that's it. It's not 50% done, it's not 25% done. It's not something that's going to be stretched out over 6 months or several years. Contrast that to other careers where you're building something, but it's never really complete. You're building something that could take years to finish. It could be, for example, you're an architect and you're designing a building, you're overseeing it, and it could take literally months or years for this whole project to get completed. So there's no clear sense of completion, at least in the short term. And what I'm saying to you is that those careers that have clear start and stop times where they are short-term projects, burnout as a whole tends to be less. So what can you do about this? Well, you can put in place your own boundaries where this is my clear start time for my work, this is my clear end time, and then I have these set times in the day where there's no work. It is play, it's rest, it's renewal, it's time with my family. But I don't answer emails during that time. I don't take calls during that time. And I completely unplug. And a lot of people out there watching this, they might say, well, I can't do that. I'm not able to turn my work off. My boss is still calling me, or my colleagues are still sending me work. Well, in a lot of those cases, you actually can set boundaries. For example, if you're still getting sent work on a Sunday and you're supposed to have one day off, then you need to be firm in telling who you're working with, your colleagues, your boss, that this day you don't want to work. And I understand that some of you, that might place your job in jeopardy. I completely get that. I've been in positions in my life where I had a whole lot of people working with me, and I had a lot of people who were expected to work on Sundays, even though technically they were working a 6-day week. But I did find that some of those people would tell me from the very start, they would say, Matt, I'm gonna take Sundays off. I don't want to be working on Sundays. And to be honest with you, I didn't always like that, but if they were a really good candidate for the role, and I wanted them for the role, and that was part of the deal, I said, okay, all right, on Sundays, you don't work. So they set their boundaries from the very start. So a lot of people, if you think you can't tell your boss that, or you can't tell your colleagues that, a lot of cases you actually can. It just requires you to be firm and explain it. Now, the next thing that you can do, this requires more self-discipline from you. So for example, if you were taking your work to bed, let's say you're going to bed at 10 and you bring your laptop to bed like I do, because usually I'm watching videos at night. But if you're still answering work emails or responding to messages on Skype, that's on you. I mean, that really is a choice. And so this requires some real discipline on your part, that you say to yourself, you know what, at 10 p.m., I'm shutting everything off. I am not going to take emails. I'm not going to be answering messages. I'm just going to mark myself offline. I'm going to log out of my email inbox, and I'm just not going to do it, because I know it's tempting to leave it open. But if you leave it open, then again, you've got your work seeping into every part of your life, and there's no clear distinction between work time and playtime, or work time and relaxing time. And that is what causes you to get burnt out. This is me speaking from experience. A lot of the time in my life, I've had no clear distinctions, and I've let work get into everything. I love my work. Like I said at the start of this video, I wore it as a badge of honor about how hard I worked. But I reached the point where I realized, if I keep on doing this, I mean, I'm gonna age 3 times faster, and I'm just gonna completely burn out. This is not sustainable. So in order for you to operate at your very best, peak performers understand that you need to have some rest, recovery time. You need to have those clear blocks of time where work is out of the question. It's not allowed, and it's all about you recovering. So try and implement this into your life. This is going to help you in the long run, I promise you. Okay, that's it for today. If you like this kind of content, do me a favor, subscribe, and you'll get notified every time I post a brand new episode. That's it, and I will see you tomorrow.